Shalom and good day, my brothers and sisters. I've come to bring you a testimony today. And in this testimony, it's going to be covering a lot of things, and hopefully, we can do this in a short period of time. But first, let us give all honors and praises and glory unto our Father in heaven, for He is YAHUWAH. He is the El Shaddai, the Almighty. He is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Also, we want to give our honors to His Son. His name is Yahusha The Messiah, who is the second Adam. He is the iron, which means he's the light / eye of the body. And he is also the left, which means he is the door of the sheep. And lastly, we also want to give our respects unto our mother. Yes, we have a mother. What's done in heaven is also done in the earth. For the Messiah says this about her. He said that wisdom shall be justified by her children, meaning that she's not made in vain. The Most High made her. So she shall bring forth, or she shall uh, birth the children of the light. Mysteries that I speak unto you. So let's get straight into it. What you see before you is a picture giving you some idea about the kingdom of Satan. And what I'm going to share with you is proof and evidence. Even with myself, I experienced some things myself, but bringing you another testimony so you can really understand what kingdom we are in, what world we are in at this time. And when you understand that, you begin to understand the biblical prophecies on why the Messiah has to come back. Okay. But most importantly, you need to understand the things that had occurred in the past dealing with Yahushua HaMashiach, because when you understand the first part that he did, it would give you more insight what will happen unto you, O bride of the Messiah, and to the 144,000 Israelites, and to the nation of Israel. These things are very important. So as I'm speaking to you, it's very important to understand the past, the present, and what is yet to come, which is the future. Okay? So let's get straight into this. The title of this word today is Testimony of Satan's Kingdom Upon This Earth and Celebrities. Testimony of Satan's Kingdom Upon This Earth and Testimonies. Okay. Bear with me, my brothers and sisters, trying to get this bar. There we go. All right. Let me see where it scroll down. Some for me. There we go. Because I might be sharing some copyright materials with you. Okay. Now let's go back to this picture, because there's a few things the Father want me to mention unto you when we are building the foundation to understand the testimony that you're going to hear. Okay. To understand your enemy, and when I say enemy, I'm talking about the hidden ones, the ones that we can't see, the spiritual beings, such as the angels, evil spirits, and demons. Okay. To understand your enemy, you have to go back to the beginning. There we go, right? The past. And it starts with our foreparents, Adam and Eve. Okay. When you understand the serpent and what was taking place with our foreparents, then you will understand that our enemy today is using the same method. And you're probably saying, what method are they using? For those who read the sacred books, we understand there was another one present, and the prophet Ezekiel will back me up. Oh, yes, Satan was present, and he was within the serpent. And when you start reading not only the 1611 Bible, but as other sacred books that I have shared with you, such as dealing with the sealed book of Mormon, which have the sealed book of Moses. Okay. You begin to learn that Satan is the wisest of all the angels in heaven. Just like in the earth, the serpent was the wisest of all the creatures that the Most High made amongst the beasts. Okay. And then you begin to understand why the Messiah say unto us, be wise as serpents, but harmless as dove. Another verse that the Messiah is saying to us, and I had to meditate to understand what he was saying. He said that the children of this world are wiser than the children of the light. Hmm. Why is this so? To understand that, you have to go back to the beginning. When we looked at the serpent, we know the serpent and Satan was working together to bring down the fall of Adam, who is male and female. Okay, Genesis chapter 5. And the tactic they use is that they always mix truth with a lie. This is how they get your rapport, or this is how they get your trust. They give you a lot of truth in the beginning to what to draw you in and say, they must be of the Most High Yah. They must be serving God and His Son. This is how cunning they are. And the only way you're ready to see who they are, the living word, the Bible, as well as the sacred books, we teach you their methods. Then you begin to understand why the Messiah said, watch and pray. It's the reason why he instructs us to do that. Believers, do y'all hear me? Israelites and Gentiles. It's the reason why he said that. So when we see things taking place in the media, the masses run on board quick, right? They jump on it. But those who are under the teachings of the living word, we learn not to jump so quick, but to watch and to pray. We learn to ask the Father, what is really going on here? Because Satan is very cunning. He know how to get his prey. Remember, he is sent his remember he is envious of Adam. He is envious of us. So he would kill, steal, and destroy. Okay. So let's get right down to it. The testimony I want you to watch is a part one, part two. It's on Toko's channel, and it's titled, make sure I got the right one. Okay, I think that's a different one, but it's another one that she spent 18 years with Lucifer. But this one's titled, I Met and Worked with the Devil and His Demons. Okay. The part two is, oh, I think I do. Okay. Yes, part one is titled 18 Years with Lucifer. And then part two is also titled How I Got Delivered from the Dark World. Very important to watch part one and part two of her testimony. And I will put the video link in the description box for you to review in your spare time. Both of them combined are under an hour. Just an hour of your time to watch, because it is time to know thy enemy. It is time to understand that this earth that we're living in, or this world that we are in, is Satan's kingdom. And he's very wise at what he does. Very cunning. Which brings us to this. We are aware that certain celebrities are coming out, right? And many are jumping aboard because they say they're speaking truth, they're speaking truth, they're speaking truth. But I want to warn you and tell you, don't jump so quick, because the scripture I'm about to take you to will make you think. Okay? Remember, Satan is cunning. For those who truly understand what I'm talking about here, he's very cunning at what he does to allure his prey into the trap, because the ultimate goal is to what? To take your soul. For you to join him and the angels, the principalities in Sheol and hell. Okay? So the thing she say is very true, because even with my own testimony, I am here to tell you I too had to cast demons and spirits. Mhm. One of the things that man call it is called sleep paralysis, and which bring us to this. We have been talking about the feast of dedication known as Hanukkah, and recently I shared with y'all when was the first Hanukkah, when was the first feast of dedication, and in that message it talked about what? Spiritual things, spiritual things. And what she's saying, her testimony, huh, would align to what I've been teaching y'all with the feast of dedication known as Hanukkah. It is time for y'all to graduate. It is time to y'all to understand spiritual things. But she too would tell you that, oh, that this is spiritual. And many are not prepared for the battle. Okay? So I'm telling you, these things exist. When these things would happen to me, I didn't understand why, but as time, the Father sent me his prophets and prophetess. I began to have dreams. And there's some dreams that I have not shared with you, but maybe in the most high appointed time I will. But I began to understand why I was getting spiritually attacked. I began to understand that in the physical part, why I was not liked, why I was different, why I was hated. But in the spiritual aspect, oh yes, they came at me. Even when I spoke against certain ones, they sent them unto me. But all praises to Yah. When I spoke his son name, when I spoke Yahusha HaMashiach, they flee from me. So as time went on, I began to understand why I was being attacked, because they too knew the calling on my life. They knew my destiny and what I must do for my Father in heaven. So I'm telling you, it's real. Legion is real. Demons are real. In other words, Satan is real. Okay? So let's look at some scriptures right quick, because these are the things you need to look at for those who are claiming to be of the Father and the Son. Okay? Remember, they're cunning. And in her testimony, she's going to reveal to you those who you think are not. That's how good they are. Okay? And she's going to talk about other things, things that you don't even think that's connected to Satan's kingdom. Mhm. The chapter we're going to go to, we're going to read Matthew chapter 16, just some verses so you can have on hand, and Matthew chapter 10. And I want you to go back and study the whole entire chapter. And I want you to seek out the Father in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Seek out him. Seek him out to get understanding of what this word is telling you, because I'm telling you, the Bible is on point. And I began to see that this Bible was warning us of the snares and of the trap that Satan and his principalities and dominions, or you could say demons, was setting up for us. Okay. Matthew chapter 16. We're going to start with verse 24. And I'm reading from the King James 16:11. Then said Yahusha unto his disciples, if any man come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. So in the Hebrew language, we know cross relates to these Hebrew letter words, which is tall. And tall can be depicted as a small cross or X. Okay? Take up his cross. That's what Messiah said. We would take up his cross and follow him. So we would join ourselves to him. And the Messiah warned us that we would go through afflictions in this world. The same thing that he went through, we shall go through because we're not greater than our master. We're not greater than our teacher, the Rabbi, Yahusha HaMashiach. Okay? And this verse you want to meditate on because many don't want to go without. Most want it now. They want their heaven now. They want their wealth now. They want their riches now. But they're not understanding who owns the wealth, the riches, who owns the platform of being powerful or successful or famous. It's the reason why Messiah says this. So those who are following him, we are going through. But as we go through the fire, it is the one who in us who help us overcome the fire, the storm. Okay, let's keep reading. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. Meditate on that because that verse is saying a lot. Many are quick to think about themselves. They're selfish. They're into themselves. But those who are his will think about others. And those who are his will lay down their life for him and will stand for Yahushua HaMashiach and will not fear death. So those who do not fear the death and that will lay his life for the Messiah's sake shall have eternal life. But those who are fearful and will not stand for the Most High Yah and for his Son shall lose his life and be cast away to Sheol, to hell. Verse 26, for what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Now I want to talk about this verse because many of us heard this voice. But think about it. This verse was on point. Give us a hint what was going to take place. Are you not aware that many people have lost their soul because they want to be famous and rich? This includes businesses, the news media, the music industry, the sport industry, the I want to say Hollywood, all these different platforms out here. Because when you understand what kingdom you're in, do you really think Satan going to allow you to have all this wealth and to be on your own free will? No, Satan wants to control you. He wants to oppress you because he wants to allure Adam, male and female, Israelites and Gentiles, into his trap. This verse here is telling us a whole lot. See, we idolize these people. We admire these people. We even want what they have, which is what? Coveting. Remember your 10 commandments and the 2 greatest commandments. But we don't even realize what they had to do to acquire those things. And as I usually say, they're selling out for the breadcrumbs. Because when you read the prophet's writings, from the Old Testament, which is what? Old marriage, Old covenant, to the Apocrypha, then to the renewed marriage or the renewed covenant, you will learn that our Father has greater things for us in the kingdom that is yet to come. But many can't wait for that. They're very impatient. They want it now. And that's what Satan does. He gives you your instant gratification, but as a trap. If you not, do you not know he's the father of lies? He doesn't keep his word. He gives you trinkets to allure you, to make you think he can give you all those things. But he's a liar from the gates of hell. So when we look at verse 26, what does a man gain? Okay? Or what does he profit if he shall gain this world that is owned by Satan and lose his soul to Satan? Okay? What is he gaining? Death, pain, suffering, bondage, imprisonment. That's what he's gaining. So he's gaining nothing. Think about this. Nothing. Okay? And it's amazing that this was written so many years before us. And now I'm seeing why this verse was written. It was warning us, brothers and sisters, warning us. Because many are focused on what? Riches, money. Hmm. Wait till you listen to her testimony. But let us keep going. Verse 27, for the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. Remember I told you your heart, your faith, and your works go in hand? So he's telling us we're going to get it in the time when he comes back, in the millennium reign, and also in the eternal kingdom that is yet to come. But many are impatient. Many don't believe what the prophets are saying unto them. They want it now because of what? The lack of their faith. Verse 28, verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. Some verses you want to really meditate and think about in your spare time. Here are the side notes for Matthew chapter 16. Take this time to pause your screen to get that. Now we're going to Matthew chapter 10. As we go into Matthew chapter 10, the Father's to remind you, a lot of y'all selling your souls to Satan, but your soul doesn't belong to you. Go back to Genesis. Where did the soul come from? Our Father's breath. So you're selling something that don't belong to you. Mhm. But you know, Father, if that's who you want to serve, he would give Satan the authority. You hear me? The authority to have your soul. Again, all things belong to the Father. Therefore, Satan has to have permission to have you. And believe me, when you read those sacred books, you will learn about that. We're in Matthew chapter 10. We're not going to read a whole chapter. We're going to go to certain verses because, again, we need to understand what the living word is telling us. And as we're watching these celebrities, there are certain things we need to look for. But even with that, you cannot always go by the physical appearance or the outer shell. A lot of times, like the Messiah said, as we watch, we need to pray and ask the Father, reveal that is hidden from us. Because only the Father can see the heart. And the heart, I'm not talking about that beating flesh just in your chest. The heart that I'm talking about is in the midst of the body. What spirit has adjoined themselves to that person's soul? The Father can hear the thoughts and know that person's true intentions. So this is why the Messiah instructed you to pray as well, because I'm telling y'all, Satan is very cunning. I'm going to start with verse 26. Fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. Remember, the Father will reveal all things, no matter how well they keep their secrets. Verse 27, what I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light, and what you hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetops. Remember, he reveals the mysteries unto the prophets and prophetess. So the things that he speak to us in secret, we speak unto you openly and publicly, so you can make a choice. Because as you know, the Father has given you free will to make a choice. But those who serve Satan does not have free will, for Satan wants to take that from you. And he does not pray fair when it comes about getting his prey, y'all. This is why we have to what? Walk in the Spirit. This is why we have to serve our Father in heaven in spirit and truth, a mystery that I speak unto you that many do not understand them because they don't understand the spiritual things. Let us keep going. Verse 28. Fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. So, what he's telling us, brothers and sisters, do not fear those who can kill us, because they can only kill the body, but they cannot destroy your soul. But fear our Father in heaven, Abba, YAHUWAH. Fear him, y'all, because he can not only destroy the body, but he can destroy your soul in Sheol, hell. Okay? Listen to this as well. We're going to jump down to verse 32. Like I said, I was reading some things, but I want you to read the whole chapter for yourself. The Messiah says this, whosoever dares, we see here. Oh, I should read to the verse side so you can understand how important you are, Adam. I'm speaking to the male and the female of Adam. How much the Father loves you. For the Messiah says this, are not two sparrows sold for a farthing? And one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father? But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Isn't that amazing that he knows the numbers of hairs upon your head? Fear ye not, therefore, ye are more value than many sparrows. Do y'all hear that? We are a great value unto our Father. Now you begin to understand why Satan coming after us. He envy us. We are a great value unto our Father, y'all. 32. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. So we cannot be ashamed of the Messiah. We cannot be ashamed of our Father. We have to have the courage and the faith to stand for what is right and what is wrong. We have to speak truth despite what Satan can do to us in this kingdom, in this world that we live in. Whether he stripped us of our wealth, whether he stripped us of our health. Do y'all see where I'm going this? Where he bring us down to nothing, according to the definition of this world of being nothing, we have to not fear those things. And as I'm speaking this unto you, I'm thanking the Father for what he did unto me. He stripped me, y'all, and I'm glad he did it. It was building my faith, learning how to trust in Him when I have nothing, because I have learned through my journey with Him that He is all and all is in Him. And whatever I need, the Father will provide. All I have to have what? Faith. And then put my faith into works and make sure my heart is aligned to Him. Okay, let's keep going. Verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. And that's true. Because we are in Satan's kingdom, y'all, there's always going to be a battle between good and evil, between the righteous and unrighteous. Okay? This is why, as you read verse 35, I'm going to skip some verses, that when we have inner strife in our family, because we're standing for our Father and we're standing for the Son, such as for me, I am a Jew, an Israelite, a Hebrew, Judean, a Cedar, right? So I decided to serve my Father. I decided to put away the things of this world. So in my family, they don't understand me on all things. They don't understand why I don't partake in the world's holidays. Okay? But when you walk with the Father and you experience some of the things I experienced, I cannot betray Him. Okay? I cannot be lukewarm. And as I partake in His covenant, I begin to understand why He have us to do these things. And I now find a delight in them. I don't see them as a burden, y'all. It's even better than what this world has to offer. When you truly understand what the Father is offering unto us in this covenant that He has established unto us. And then you begin to truly understand what the prophets are telling us, what we shall keep or partake in the millennial reign, and also in the eternal kingdom that is yet to come. Okay? It is greater, it is better than the things of this world. As Messiah says, he that loveth father, mother more than him is not worthy of the Messiah. He that loveth son or daughter more than him is not worthy of the Messiah. Do y'all see that? These are things of this world. When we put these things before Yahusha HaMashiach, we don't truly love Him, as we say with our tongues. Same thing with our Father. When we put these things before our Father in heaven, we don't truly love Him, as we say with our tongues. As you see what I'm saying, this is put into action, put into works, as well as with your faith. Will you stand for Him? Again, we see this part, verse 38. He said, and he that taketh not his cross. So we take on the Messiah's cross. Think about all the stuff the Messiah went through while He was in this earth. Most of us don't want to endure that. But when you endure that, you begin to understand why. It strengthens your faith. It leads to greater works. And it keeps your heart aligned with the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Okay? He that taketh not his cross, follow after me, is not worthy of me. So if you don't do that, you're not worthy of the Messiah. Okay? He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loses his life for my sake shall find it. We ought to talk about that verse, right? I'm going to read these last three verses and we're going to close this out. He that receiveth you receiveth me. Why? He that dwelleth in us, right? Therefore, he that dwelleth in us, and when we say shalom and peace reside in that house, and he is there. Okay? It's in, I believe it's in Matthew chapter 10 or Matthew chapter 5. It's in that verse. But when we go back to verse 40, he that receiveth you receiveth me. Again, because he live in us. And he that resideth and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. So once we receive the Son, we also receive his Father. For him and the Father are the same, meaning they are one, meaning that they work together as one unit. Just as a man and a wife is one, they work together as one unit. Y'all see this? Because all things are taught unto the Son by our Father in heaven. That's in John chapter 8. So, in other words, you're not going to see no difference between them. You're not going to see, what's the word I'm looking for here? You're going to see them being on the same page, having the same mind. In other words, just as a child go to their parents and they ask their mother or their father, can they do something? And instead, both parents agree and say no. You don't see no difference. So the same example that I gave unto you will be the same with the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. They're going to give you the same answer. Okay? Because they are spiritually linked together. They have the same mind. And remember, all come from the Father. So they're going to do our Father will. Okay? Verse 41. He that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward. And he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man reward. So we know what? This is saying the same thing what verse 40 is saying unto you. Okay? For we know there are prophets and prophetess that comes in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach. And because Yahushua HaMashiach set the example and told us what our reward would be, the same would be for us. The same for the bride is the same for the bridegroom. Do you understand what I'm saying here? If not, watch the teachings dealing with, watch the teachings or the word that's dealing with the first Hanukkah / Feast of Dedication was. Okay? The same for the bride. The same for the bridegroom, which is Yahushua HaMashiach, is the same for his bride as well. Okay. Okay. In order for a man to be righteous, when we go back to Romans chapter 10 and Psalms 98, right? In order for a man to be righteous, is that he has to dwell in you. Mysteries I speak unto you. Again, we coming in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. For Yahusha is the righteousness of Yah. Okay. Verse 42, and whosoever give to drink unto one of these little ones a cup of cold water only in the name of a disciple, verily I say unto you, he shall in no wise lose his reward. Do y'all hear that? In the name of his disciple. Because remember, Satan got his own, because Satan has nothing of his own, because Satan copies the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. He copies the Godhead. Therefore, the Father have his own. Again, to have discernment, you need to pray and ask the Father to reveal that is hidden before you. Do not be deceived by the outer appearance or by their deeds or their words. Watch and pray. So I hope you enjoyed this word today. I hope you understand what kingdom we are in. We are in Satan's kingdom, the fourth beast that Daniel prophesies unto us, which is Rome and is under the leadership of Edom. And the nations have joined themselves unto him. And most importantly, watch our sister's testimony here. Watch it. Because when you hear her testimony, you begin to understand the things that I'm sharing with you in this video. Okay? All right. Later on today, I will be coming out with maybe another video or maybe tomorrow, giving you another proof and evidence that the 16-lamb Bible is true and real, which would back up the Apocrypha. Oh, yes. Remember, I told y'all, not told y'all, remember, I shared with y'all that there are things that are witnesses unto us that will back up the 1611 Bible as well as the Apocrypha. We have what? Letters, numbers, words, science, mathematics, and history, as well as many other things when they are done correctly and when they are spoken in truth. So look out for that tree. All right, continue, my brothers and sisters, to preach that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, for it's truly at hand, and make sure the people receive salvation as written in Romans chapter 10. Love you all, and shalom.